Hello, everyone. I hope I've gone live right. My computer was acting a little crazy here. But good evening. I see Hungry Heath. He was first, but then he went AFK right away to have his rib and queso stuffed peppers. That sounds great. I can't wait to see those recipes. And then Jen was here. Says nothing would get done if it weren't for the last minute. And literally, I just sprinted away because I had forgot my baking powder, which we need for waffles, of course. And Sharon has joined us. Oh, watching from the river in the front yard. Just had one major downpour of rain up there. Wow, no, I posted a picture on my personal Facebook showing the waves of the water. You can't really capture it in a photograph the way you see it in real life. But our street was like it was up to the top of the curb for a few minutes. It's gone back down in the street, but in the back, especially like just over our fence line in the neighbor's yard, they've got like a lake going. Crazy stuff. So let's see. And Rhonda's here. I'm glad to see you, Rhonda. And Blue Dove is here. Hello to all the Radical Geeky fans. And Air Frying Auntie saying, woohoo, let's the fun begin. I don't know if I'm going to be too excited tonight. It's been a long week, so we'll just see how it goes. But we'll work on it. And Gigi's here. Strong has joined us. And happy Sunday. And Reichwin is here saying good evening to everyone. So, and tonight, I have like a super easy beverage to make because you kind of have to do a lot of stuff prep ahead. So sorry that we don't get to see like the whole process, but we'll talk about the assembly. And then we'll focus on our recipe here. I call it a stuffaloni. It's basically a cannoli inspired stuffed waffle. So let's see. Oh, and Hungry Heat says they don't have floods. They pond. Yes, pretty much here. And Jen says coffee talk helps keep the Sunday scaries away. It sort of feels like that. And then Air Frying Annie says Sharon made her a YouTube badge. Cool. That's pretty neat. Oh, I can't see it real well on my screen here, but I'm going to have to look more closely when I can look on it on my phone or something. And I'm sorry, like my last minute scramble, because I waited too long to get ready. Now I'm all overheated, so I was drinking my icy sparkling water. So tonight, I'm making what's called, what is known as an Eiskaffee. It's a German coffee. It's iced coffee with ice cream and whipped cream. So, Eiskaffee literally means iced coffee. So it's normally served in a tall glass, but I thought I never get to use my fun little glass. You can't see it because it's gold print on here, but I can't remember what I got with it, but it's actually a weird Game of Thrones glass. I think it came with some liquor of some sort, but it's funny because, yes, I'm nerdy and Game of Thrones is big in geek circles, but I've never watched a single episode. So, but I really enjoy the short stem of the glass and all of that fun stuff. So I put a little bit of ice in here. You'll find with Eiskaffees, you'll find everything from a whole bunch of ice to a little teeny bit to zero ice. Let's see. Oh, and Lisa says they could use an ice cream coffee about now. I agree. Actually, there are very few times when I can't enjoy a coffee with ice cream. Hey, Exchange Student 2 has joined us. And, oh, Ready Set Keto's here, trying to multitask. Oh, you've got company over. Hey, well, it's just good to see you. And hey, afterwards, and then you'll have a new recipe for your corner. So, okay. Anyways, so, I've got my carafe here of my chilled coffee. That is one of the things, though, is Eiskaffee is made from cold coffee. I would say cold brew is questionable choice because it's not necessarily as strong. Eiskaffee is super strong in the coffee category. So you would want to make it like double strength at least. A lot of times it's actually espresso. Can you imagine how many shots of espresso you need for a full cup of coffee? So it's pretty hearty. But you got to make it ahead of time so that you can chill it down in the refrigerator. You don't want iced coffee like we would do with the Chemex, where we put the ice in the carafe and you brew over into that to cool it all down, because then it's too watered down. So I had to make this last night, and you can see it's good and hearty. It's strong. And I won't use this entire pot tonight, but I thought it was good for the moment. And then what I have here is my rapidly melting ice cream. This little ball of ice cream, it's Keto Chow creamy that I scooped into a ball. And it's just your vanilla. I did add a little extra vanilla to it because I just thought it needed it. It's soft, but I'm going to touch it anyways. And just drop it right into my glass with the ice. Oh darn, some got on the rim. And it's as simple as that. If you get an Eiskaffee in a coffee house, usually they've got a tall glass and will put 2 or 3 scoops of ice cream. That's certainly too much treat for me in one go. But after you do this, then you pour on your chilled ice cream. This recipe might seem familiar. The avocado, perhaps. Well, we've made the avocado on our live stream before, but as you recall, for that we took our ice cream and then we brewed hot coffee over the ice cream so the ice cream got really melty. In this case, it stays fairly solid for a bit. Move that to the side. And then the last part of the Eiskaffee, this is the fastest coffee we've ever made. I gotta switch a setting here. Make sure I'm seeing things. Let's see. Air Fried Auntie says they sent an IM. Oh, with the badge. Oh, cool. Thank you. I'm excited to look more closely at it. So, and let's see. Oh, Exchange Student 2 says they are not fasting this Sunday night. They've got steak on the grill. We ate steak yesterday after bike riding in the sweltering humidity. Oh man, it was so good that and because it was so steamy out, by the time I got to the food, I was like, I need 2 steaks, but I really only needed 1. So I ate 1 and was reasonable about it. So let's see. Air Fried Annie says they're having a creamy right now. The Keto Chow salted caramel, chocolate banana with sugar-free whipped cream, and Lily's dark chocolate chips and bacon on top. Whoa, you're having the whole pantry of ice cream. That's awesome. So the last 2 steps to this Eiskaffee is we're going to throw a dollop of whipped cream on here. Trying to decide which spatula I want to use for this. I'm going to actually use my dessert spoon. But yeah, so it's extra indulgent because it's got whipped cream and ice cream. And wait, there's more. You got to make it look fancy, right? With your whipped cream piled on top. It's just not right if you don't do that. But check this out. I'm breaking out the fancy bits, the microplaner. And what I've got here, this is just baker's chocolate. So your unsweet, this is just plain old hearty heavy duty chocolate. You take your brick and you grate some right over the top. Gosh. So I know that you can't see. Oh, I've got chocolate all over the table now. I probably should have put a plate down, but oh well. It'll wipe down later. So I don't know if you can't really see the chocolate sprinkle on top, but trust me, it's lovely. And if I had any clue where my phone was, I'd take a. Oh, here it is. I don't know if I'll get a good photo of it or not. Let me make sure there's not a flash to like blind you guys in here. Let's see. All right, so then you can see my my chocolate crust on the table and the coffee. I'll post it later in the 2 Crazy Ketos group. And then the last thing, of course, you need a straw because all that good stuff has to get mixed in there. You want to stab through and be able to taste your ice cream. Fantastic. That's all there is to the Eiskaffee. It's super easy because it's got a lot of prepare ahead of time. and all that other good fun stuff. So we'll be enjoying this throughout the evening. Really good. And I'm going to save this chocolate over here because that's not the last we've seen of that. And before we get too far along in our recipe, it's thickening up on me because it's cooling down. This bowl, you know, I try to do things in clear bowls so you can see, but I don't always have enough. I made a chocolate ganache, and I made it extra thick and fudgy. There you go. And that is going to be part of a little bit of a side dip for the stuffed waffle. I wasn't kidding when I said I was going all out tonight. Let me just give this a quick little swipe. I can't take it. I know I said I don't care because it'll wipe or later, and I still got to come down with my bleach wipes and all that, but it's too much. So there's that. So what I'm making tonight is a stuffed waffle based on a cannoli. So let's see. Oh, and Jen says, cold coffee over a creamy. Genius. They know what they're going to do with their next cup of unfinished coffee. Excellent. Great idea. So, and everybody agrees that it looks good and kind of fancy. So, and Lisa says freezing separate ice cream scoops is a good idea. Sometimes they don't have room for the whole creamy pint. Yeah, once you spin it up, if you scoop it and then you just saran wrap it, you just bring your scoops out one at a time and let it come to a temperature and soften up a little bit. Right out of the freezer, it's super hard again, but you don't have to respin it. So that's super nice. Oh, and Lisa's asking, what was the coffee that I made a few months ago with the espresso and the scoop of ice cream? That was the affogato. So, yep, and air fried Auntie made twisty bacon. Delicious. And OP says the ganache on top of the whipped cream would be heavenly. I would probably need to thin it down a little bit more to make it more of a sauce versus the heavy ganache. But yeah, I agree, that would be nice. I think I've seen people use chocolate curls, chocolate sauce, you know, all kinds of stuff. So, let's see. Oh, Strong says they're trying to make bacon jerky in the dehydrator. I can't wait to see those results because I've seen bacon jerky before but haven't tried it. It sounds good. And Air Fryer Nanny's trying to verify the spelling of the affogato. It's Affogato, so pretty close there. And Air Fryer Nanny is asking, what's unfinished coffee? You know, well, like I said, I had to brew myself a whole special pot so that I had some today for this drink. Nice. All right, so the next part that we're going to do, let's make the batter for the waffle. You could go both ways, cannoli cream, batter. It's all using a lot of the same ingredients, so that's kind of cool about this. So I've got myself my ounce of avocado oil here in the bowl. You can sort of see it if I switch it around, but it's not that important. You guys, I forgot the egg. Oh. Uh-oh. And I don't know if Attila is on and listening. Uh-oh, let's see. I'm having a rough time here. Let me send a quick text. Let's see. I know that Attila is around here somewhere, but no one else is left in the house, so it might be an interesting conundrum here. I don't want to leave you guys alone on my live stream. That would be crazy. Instead, while we wait and see, I sent a text, and I hear footsteps, loud ones, so he will rescue us on our batter. Instead, let's make cannoli cream. I have here a ricotta. However, it has been strained. To make your strained ricotta, you can buy ricotta impastata, but I find it hard to find here. So if you buy regular ricotta to make your cannoli cream, it will work. It is not the authentic real deal, but it's pretty good. What you do is you take one of these things, which is a cheesecloth, not like the cheesecloth that you buy commercial called cheesecloth. It's literally a cheese linen. It's thinner than a linen napkin. It's all linen cotton. Just one egg, thank you. The front. Thank you. We've been rescued. So anyways, so you take one of these, you put it in a fine mesh colander, and you drop your ricotta in there, cover it with saran wrap, give the whole thing a big hearty squeeze, squish it all down, and leave it overnight to drain. So instead of being soft and fine-grained kernels, it becomes a fairly solid cheese. You can see if I poke it, it's pretty solid. It won't slice, it's still scoopable, but so anyways, but yeah, so anyways, Attila has rescued us with an egg. So again, always a lifesaver, but it's cannoli cream. So we're going to take most of this ricotta and bring it here in this bowl. And the other portion of this ricotta, I'm going to plop over here. Look, dual duty ingredients. It's going to go into our waffle batter. I probably could have saved a bowl, but whatever. I've got a lid though. So anyways, you take your ricotta. From here, we are going to add in a little bit of cinnamon. I've got a lot of cinnamon because I love cinnamon, but you would probably use a little bit less. And I did put the recipe for cannoli cream, Keofied cannoli cream, in the description. So after this post up, it'll be there. The important thing about that is those are the ingredients you would use. I'm not bothering with sweetener because I do not love that much, especially since I've got Ganache and I've got the Eiskaffee. It's all quite a lot. I've got my dark chocolate chips. I did put in the notes. You might want to use some mini chips if you can find them. Impossible to find here, these sugar-free ones. I know Lily's makes mini chocolate chips, as does Bake Believe, but could I find them here? No. But this is going inside a waffle, or the leftovers will just be eaten in other things, so I'm totally not going to worry about it. I use regular size. I like big chocolate chips. And I'm going to give this a little bit of a stir here. But the next thing we are going to add to our cannoli cream, and I am leaving it a little bit stiffer than I would for just a regular cannoli cream, because it's going to cook inside the waffle, and I don't want it to be too liquidy. Fair warning, if you have the Waffleizer XL, this might not be the best recipe for it because it has a lot of moisture. I'm not telling you don't make it in there, but I do want to say, since I've seen a lot of issues, and I know the company that loves to sue TriStar for their faulty devices, it has been taking claims and working on developing a class action lawsuit. I don't want to be responsible for anybody getting hurt. I can't, I would be so distraught if somebody said they made my recipe and got hurt. So I'm going to say, if you have the Waffleizer XL by TriStar, I guess it's the Power XL Waffleizer, I would say this may not be like the greatest recipe for it. However, if you've got the Presto or the My Mini, they don't have those vacuum seasonings, so no problem. Now, I've also got a teeny bit of vanilla that I'm going to drop into the cannoli cream. Vanilla is super essential. You can use the innards of a vanilla bean if you want, but you don't have to. But that is... Oh, and then the last thing, we're going to throw some whipped cream in here. If you don't want it to be quite as moist, the other thing that would be delicious in here is the mascarpone. And that would actually tighten it up even more for the inside. But I just prefer the whipped cream. I know it's going to melt and my waffle is going to be a whole bunch softer for it. I don't care. I like the taste. And it has a really lovely fat profile. And as you guys know, because of my seizure disorder, I do prioritize fat and protein. But there you go. This is cannoli cream. For real cannoli cream, again, like I said, you would use the ricotta impastata, and you would actually use real sugar, and I just forego it. But that's all there is to it. There you go, your chips and everything. It's this nice, lovely fluff, and we will plop a big blob of it right into our waffle in a few minutes. Let's check our comments. Phew. Oh, and Jen Delaney saying, waiting to see me duck as an egg goes flying by my head. I know, right? He is such a rescuer. Best companions ever are crucial to your lives. Cheers for Tilla from Air Fried Auntie. Oh, and OP says it is coffee talk, so that you can talk amongst yourselves for a minute if needed. True, but it's also good. That's why, sometimes we need helping hands. And Lisa says they won't touch anything. If you're at Keto Palooza, you might, if you're able to come to the live stream on Friday night. I don't know. We'll see. And Brenda was saying the same thing, that you guys could talk amongst yourselves. That's appreciated. So, and the warden has joined us. So I heard that you guys were having dinner and it sounded extra tasty. So I know P is inquiring about the warden and Hungry Heath, see how they're doing. So, and both the warden and Heath are full from ribs. I feel like I might want to pick up ribs soon. It's been a while. I love ribs. And OP says they're just hanging in the house and cat sitting for a neighbor, hiding from the heat. Yes, good plan. Here, it's actually not that hot, but the humidity is just absolutely brutal. Oh, Air Fried Andy says they like the big chips too, so awesome. And Sharon says their smoked pork is getting super tender. Nice, you'll be able to shred it up soon. Oh, no, Warden said that they hope Renee didn't hear that. Yeah, where is that Renee? Let's see. Oh, and Jen Delaney says they could eat the cannoli cream on its own, or maybe with some chocolate chips. Yes, you can totally do that. Also, if you make yourself a little chocolate square, throw some cannoli cream on top of that. The warden says it's their pork is smoked with the Hungry Heath pork and poultry rub. Nice. I think we need that phrase on a t-shirt. I'm going to say it. He says, I like pork butts and I cannot lie. Oh, and the t-shirt's available at the St. Louis airport. Okay. I'm going to have to think about ordering one. Jen Delaney says, yep. The warden says to Jen that they would be happy with a bowl of the cannoli cream as well. So, nice. Oh, and Sharon says she might have to make that shirt. I vote yes. I also like the shirt that the Bears have from that brisket joint that they visited. The one that says, feed me brisket and call me pretty. Might be the other way around, but I love that shirt. Anyways, I've got my ricotta and my avocado oil. Before I forget, let's put this egg in here. Wipe my paws. So 1 egg, my ricotta, my avocado oil. I've got a little bit of my unflavored gelatin. And we must add our baking powder. So you notice that I'm using the ricotta cheese for this because I think it makes a nicer flavor to go with the cannoli profile. Whereas normally we've been using the ground up mozzarella or other cheese. I do think that for the stuffed waffles, the chaffle is a little bit better medium. I also have my heavy cream. It looks like a lot because but it's just 1 ounce. I weighed it and everything. So no worries there. Losing track of where I'm putting stuff. The secret because why would we have coffee talk without this? But I'm putting 1 teaspoon of espresso powder right into my waffle batter. So it's extra coffee flavored. Good to go. Get rid of this too. And my unflavored whey protein. I didn't experiment and try the J. Robb flavored protein powder, but I might in the future. But that would definitely bump up the sweet quite a bit, and that's fine with me. You probably want to add sweetener to your waffle batter. But let's see. So we go ahead here and a scoop. We'll keep this just in case I decide it's too liquidy. And more chocolate chips. It's chocolate on chocolate on chocolate. I'm just going to give my ganache a quick stir so it doesn't solidify too much. Keep it nice and shiny. And now we can give this a nice stir. It takes a minute to get it incorporated because the ricotta is very firm. It's a lot of batter. So, while I stir, let's take a look back here. Smoked pork, more about pork lots. And Hungry he says no, he's not full, so he could try and eat another rack of ribs. Well, you could, if you have them. So let's see, agreement that that's a pretty cool shirt, and we should all have, we should get those shirts and wear them at Keto. I gotta find us more meat restaurants downtown for Keto. I think that we've got to have been missing. It's Louisville, Kentucky. Why was there so little barbecue down there? Let's see. Oh, Cool Kid Keto has joined us, says they are late to the show. And ironically, they looked for the live yesterday because they thought yesterday was Sunday. I hate when my days get mixed up. So, all right. So look at our lovely batter. That nice, delicious espresso chocolate ricotta batter. So I believe that I need another drink of this coffee before we start cooking it. It got stuck in the ice cream. Really tasty. All right. Let me bring my waffle maker closer. So it is screaming hot, as it should be. Now, one thing I will tell you is that this is prone to leaking. And I don't care because it's still really delightful. And the chocolate does get dark because it hits the edges. If you've ever made waffles with chocolate chips in it, you know that's a typical thing. And you kind of need to just do this in like dollops. Oops. See, it's going to leak right there because I got it too close to the edge. Nice blob in the middle. Get some good coverage. It's not a stuffed waffle if you don't go crazy, right? Now, in the interest of full disclosure, this is not a one-person serving. This is over 1,000 calories, just like the other stuffed waffles. It's got a full load of protein. It's the whole 9 yards. It's a lot in one piece. So think about dividing it up. You know, you didn't see that. Think about divvying it up a bit or sharing it with other people. It's fine cold, so no worries there. Overfilling, as per usual. And that's okay. We'll just let it go and we'll clean up after the waffle maker. And now we have about 10 minutes to shoot the breeze while that goes. And the good news, there's leftover cannoli cream, which can be mixed for another stuffler, but will more likely just be put into little molds with maybe some of the ganache to make a little bite. Who knows? Could be all kinds of things. Let me just get this all covered up. And hang tight with me 1 second. That is good to go. And we'll just move the leftover waffle batter right on top here. All right. How about that? All right, let's see here. Oh, I'm missing something here. Let's see. Too many clothes during the... Oh, let's see. I got to scroll. I got lost here. Let's see. Late to the show. We knew that. Oh, let's see. Lots of hellos to Cool Kid Keto and back and forth. And, oh, Jen says they're going to work on a list of restaurants. Oh, cool. I'll help out with that, too. I'll send you whatever I come up with. And Hunger Heat says we need a place for Thursday late night. I actually don't plan to go out to eat on Thursday night. I plan to just eat in my room, or maybe order DoorDash or something. But it's also likely that I might just scramble some eggs and cheese in my room. Let's see. Oh, Louisville is a sucky restaurant town right now. Oh, that's too bad. It is really thriving here in Columbus. We are an amazing food city. So, I mean, we're very lucky there. Let's see. Cool Kid Keto says, good evening to neighbors. More hellos. Oh, and Jen says, too many closed during the pandemic, or they close at 8 p.m. right now. Yeah, early dining is a thing here, too. Sharon says they'll be arriving Thursday night at KPL as well. Awesome. Well, maybe we can all have a meetup, and even if we're not eating, and those of us who aren't eating that late in the evening can still have like a beverage, an iced tea or something. Questions about who's going to the gym tomorrow? The warden says they thought something was a Texas Roadhouse. I missed whatever that was. I did tell Attila to bring a plate down once this is all cooked up and consider trying it out. I would share a piece, maybe. No, I will. Of course I would. So let's see. The warden says yes. Oh yeah, Thursday night, Texas Roadhouse. Oh, I might have to change my mind about eating. I do love steaks. I don't know if I can eat that late though. I'm so used to being done eating early in the afternoon. This is my one night a week where I eat real late. But I may just have to throw my crazy eating habits away for Keto Palooza and deal with the repercussions after I get back. Then let's see. Hungry Heath is asking Sharon what time she arrives on Thursday. But Sharon says they haven't planned it out that far. They're only 3.5 hours away. Oh, Jen is asking if anyone has eaten at Mission Barbecue. They are a chain restaurant, so we don't know if so we're just kind of looking for other people's opinions. Yeah, we don't have one of those here in Ohio, so I don't know. I haven't seen one. The big chain here is City Barbecue, and it's it's not that I won't eat there. I like to eat there. But if I'm saying that it's great barbecue, no, but it is fast and still tasty for fast food. So I do like to eat there. I love to eat at City Barbecue, but I'm not fooling anybody. It's not like super amazing barbecue. If I want the good barbecue here in Ohio, I go to Ray Ray's Hog Pit. So let's see. Right now, my face is in the steam from this waffle, and it smells super, super good. Sometimes it doesn't come out the greatest because of the coffee and the chocolate, but I don't care because it still always tastes great. Let's see. Oh, and Hungry He says Thursday is his actual birthday, so it means that we have to party the whole weekend. All right, all right. I still say that while we're streaming on Friday night, there is a chance that I might fall asleep. I'll try not to. And fortunately, other people being around helps with that. But I'm just saying, I'm very used to going to bed stupid early. And Cool Kid Keto says, I wish they could just bless everyone with good Texas brisket. I agree. I wish you could too. And then Jen says, maybe we can meet up at Mission Barbecue for lunch Friday before check-in at KPL. So. Oh, and Ready Set Keto says they like City Barbecue. Yeah. So anyways, I want to talk about non-KPL stuff. I thought I would tell you a little bit more about iced coffee and actually see. So sometimes you might think that these live streams are all completely random. But here we go. Here's where a bunch of it all comes together. So iced coffees, we've had quite a few of them lately. And while Italy loves to claim coffees, and they say that they had iced coffees all the way back in the 16th century, there aren't really records of it. The first real records of cold coffee come from like 1837 during the siege of the Masgras and in France, where they were having this is a popular theme, dairy shortage. And as a result, with their coffee, since there was no dairy and they were out in the fields and stuff, they were using tall glasses and would add cold water to the coffee. Fast forward to a couple years later, we're still talking about that dairy shortage. And remember when I talked about the dairy shortage? That's right. Up in 1857, Vietnamese iced coffee, where they were starting to put the sweetened condensed milk at the bottom and then the coffee on top. We've done that a few times, both hot and cold now. So that dairy shortage really was quite lasting. And it wasn't until like the 19th century when iced coffee really took off in the rest of the world. Most of Europe, Italy, and Germany started adding ice cream to their coffee because the dairy shortage was no longer such an ordeal. And so that's where that came from. So, let's see. Oh, and Cool Kid Keto says they might do karaoke on the cruise, and they're asking Jen if they liked it. And Cool Kid Keto is asking, what if everybody goes to eat wings? I don't know. Maybe. And Hungry, he says, was there even ice as we know it now back in the 1600s? Yes, there was. There has been ice, maybe not in the same iteration that we know it, but yes, there was absolutely ice in the 1600s. Let's see. And Jen says they enjoy cheering other people on for karaoke. I only sing when either drunk or driving. So, I'm not a singer. And to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of karaoke, although I'll go, and I do have a nice time with friends. But we're going to be live streaming during the karaoke, so maybe we'll throw some music on in there, but probably not. Probably we're going to be cooking dinner. Oh, and Cool Kid Keto says their mom called earlier, and when they told her they needed to come watch this live stream, they said, oh yeah, the coffee lady. Nice. Oh, and Ready Set Keto says back in the 1600s they called it snow. True. They used to compact it and then pack it up close together, and then they were able to chip it away for ice. But obviously it was a seasonal ingredient. It didn't last like in the summertime and stuff. Exchange Student 2 is asking what time is Crazy Stupid early? They know Crazy Stupid late, and but they're a bad sleeper usually. You know, I'm often in bed during the live streams that are in the evenings, and I almost always fall asleep during them. Sometimes I'll wake up for the endings or periodically throughout. So, I mean, honestly, I have to say I go to bed around 8:30 a lot of the time. It's just because, I mean, we get up really early for work, so it just works out that way. So, let's see. I missed something Reichwin said. Oh, Hungry He says they would cut ice in the winter and keep it underground to keep it chill and then ship off what they needed. Thanks for the validation, Reichwin. I appreciate that a lot. So, let's see. Oh, and Hungry Heath is calling everybody nerds. That's okay. We're just trying to keep up with Chris Bear. 100%. So, yeah. That reminds me though, now that we're talking about snow and ice and all that fun stuff, 1957, iced coffees. You might think about this popular coffee place, but they didn't invent it. In 1957, Germany invented the Frappuccino, a blended iced coffee. So, how about that? So, let's see. And nowadays, of course, there's infinite varieties of iced coffee. Uh, all over the world, really. You know, you can get iced coffees of all kinds of sorts in Japan, India, and all over Europe. And here in the United States, we're having a resurgence of iced coffee. So, iced coffee traditional, also cold brew, and also nitro cold brew. So it's super popular pretty much everywhere, and almost every coffee house will have some kind of iced coffee. I'm gonna peek. Oh my lord, you guys, this waffle. A lot of the chocolate is in the middle, and then it's got like a light beige ring around it. It's so gorgeous today. Trying to decide. It's a little bit soft. Also, it's stuck where it overflowed on the ring. I'm going to give it just a couple more minutes. It's really close. And it smells so good. Let's see. Oh, Exchange Student 2 says their steak was great. So now they're having the homemade yogurt with a cinnamon sprinkle on top. That's a good idea. Especially now that I have the cannoli cream with the cinnamon in it. It kind of reminded me that that's a great flavor to go with the yogurts. Air Fry Nanny says they only get 8 hours of sleep accidentally. I used to be someone who didn't sleep a lot, and then post cancer treatment, and then with the seizures, I found after all of the seizures, even with switching to keto, that I do sleep way more than I used to. And I'm sure some of it is age, but also I'm certain some of that is because of my brain chemistry. And Exchange Student 2 says if they end up with 7 hours of sleep, they're doing good. Yeah. So I definitely do. I need a lot of sleep. And Cool Kid Keto says they think they get about 5 to 5.5. I could do that once in a while, but really I would be in poor health really fast. So. Oh, and Strong says they bought their first ribeye, so hopefully it'll turn out tomorrow. Well, here's the good news. Ribeyes are so delicious that even if you screw them up, they still taste pretty good. So, but obviously I'm hoping that you have a great successful ribeye cooking. And Reichwood says they've got to make a grocery run tomorrow to get more milk to make yogurt. Yeah, I want to make more yogurt too. Next weekend is our weekend for the monthly shop. So I'm hoping that they actually have the Fairlife milk in stock. I think that would be really nice to do. Oh, and Hungry He says that the warden loves him for sure because she just found a dog-friendly pizza joint in Memphis. So they'll be able to stop in for lunch on Thursday. They make crustless pizza. Nice. That's amazing. See, Ready Set Keto says Emily got in the pool, so we're stuck with James. I'm okay with that. I can see, I vote yes for the pool as much as possible. Oh, and Jen says she has a cat that loves to wake them up at 3:30 every night to snuggle. My cat does not wake me up to snuggle, but he wakes me up for kisses, and aggressively so. And if I don't wake up and give him cute little kitty cat kisses, then he like bites my lip. I'm like, what the heck? That is crazy, and I am not a fan of that behavior. So, Blue Dove says if they get less than 7 hours consistently for 7 days, they'll soon get sick with a sinus infection. That's crazy how it affects our health so much, right? Oh, and Tina. Oh, hey, Tina. Nice. Thanks for joining us. They always put up, by the way, Starbucks only sells medium nitro cold brews, no large. I agree. What's up with that? I want a big nitro cold brew. Oh, let's see. And Exchange Student 2 says they've been having a headache on Monday, so hopefully all will be better tomorrow. So maybe they've been having too much junk over the weekends. It's possible. My waffle has stopped steaming. Let's pull it out. Oh, I lost a piece in the waffle maker, you guys. Good thing I've got my little spoon here. Oh, I'm making it worse. Let me unplug it. I was too aggressive pulling it out. Well, into every once in a while, something like that happens. You gotta learn to be patient, Maitreya. It's still delightful. We'll just close that so I don't gotta look at it, knowing what a pain in the ass it's gonna be. See if I can get this. I'm gonna put the hole on the bottom so I don't have to look at it. Alrighty, there's our stuffed waffle with a hole in the bottom. I did let it cook. I just needed to be slower pulling it out. Instead, I just went yank. And that's a risk when you have a very moist batter. But, I mean, it's cooked. Listen. Well, I don't know if you can hear it on the... Oh, good. Let me throw waffle crumbs everywhere. So, again, we're going to give this a nice little sprinkle. Even though I'm going to put more stuff on it. But I'm going to let that chocolate go on there. And let's cut this open. Somewhere here I have silverware. Here it is. My silverware is black, so it blends into my tablecloth. Check it out, you guys. Look at it. Isn't it? It looks great. And it smells awesome. It's delicious, I'm sure. And we'll find out again in a second. It's still got a hole right over here, but nothing egregious. It's actually a very small hole. Check it out. Just where I left it in the waffle maker. No biggie. If I had just been patient, but you know what? I'm in a hurry. Anyways, we have a little extra of this whipped cream. So we're going to throw a little bit of whipped cream on this piece here. If we're having a dessert night, we're doing it up. And then a dollop of ganache. Let me give it a good beating. I made a really thick ganache. You can add more dairy to it, but you run and make it thinner if you want. But I like a big, thick, fudgy sauce. That was maybe too much, but is it? So, there we go. You can sort of see it. But there's our whipped cream with our ganache and our cannoli cream and our delicious waffle. The warden says we might need this for KPL feast. Maybe. I don't know. It might be a challenge unless we have a lot of these stufflers going. See, I even lost my fork in the black cloth. I need my napkin. Put my chocolate and my micro cleaner away. The more you tidy up as you go, the better it is at the end of the evening. Mm. Mm. All right. 1/4 of that is enough. It is so sweet. And I didn't even put nearly the sweetener that many people will want. Oh my God. But it is like heaven. Oh, this is probably one of the best desserts I've eaten. Probably the only dessert that I like more than that would be the keto chow cream pie with the Two Crazy Ketos coconut pie crust. The chocolate s'mores one is to die for. So, but oh my God, this was fan-freaking-tastic. Let's see. We've got a lot of messages here. Let's see what we've got. Hungry Heath is asking why I'm so messy tonight. You know what? Sometimes messy happens, and it's delightful. My whipped cream is melting. The chocolate sauce is gorgeously delicious. It's freaking awesome. And Tina says they're going to try the recipe on Wednesday, so I'm going to be messy. And honestly, it really wasn't so bad. It's just a little bit in the waffle maker that'll scrub right out. Let's see. Exchange Student 2 said they were in a city yesterday that had Blaze Pizza, but they didn't get any. They didn't even bring home Sam's rotisserie chicken. I love rotisserie chicken. Let's see. Exchange Student 2 says it sounds good, but they're more jealous of a Reuben type stuffler. I can make you one of those. That's easy. It's easy. We actually use the plain base powder. Now I put in the corned beef and sauerkraut. And then you just make the Keofied version of the dressing on the side for dipping. It's really good. So let's see. Brenda says they think it looks delicious. And let's see. Oh, and Air Fried Annie says they hope someone brings a stuffler to KPL. They want to try one. Well, at the very least, I can bring my mini version. I'm sure that maybe other people could be convinced to bring their stuffler, especially those who are driving. So we can put that out there. And Attila says we need something under my plate because it's hard to see on the black plate and the black tablecloth. Yeah, probably so. I just don't know what the solution to that is yet. Brenda says their husband is loud too. He leaves at 6 a.m., so you just get up. Yep, sounds about right. Let's see. Okay, and other people agree. When your spouses get up early, you usually just wind up needing to get up along the side with them. And Jen is saying, anyone with a Blackstone, can you make a super crispy smash burger on it like Five Guys? Had a burger from there today and loved how crispy it was. Jen, my smash burgers that I made on my live stream were super crispy lacy. The key to that is to make sure that your ground beef balls are small. No more than 3 ounces. That's what the key is. And then that is why you need one of the presses or to double up your spatulas and really bit down on it. You need to smash the bejesus out of them. Way out. Like if it's the little ball and you're going to smash it out so that it's almost lacy on the edges, then when you come back around and flip it and put the cheese on top of it to get that cheese skirt, the meat should be wafer thin, and that's what makes it really crispy. That's why I also said on the Blackstone, that's the smash burgers are one of the very few times you use the heat all the way up. So that is what makes it crispy, is it has to be it's a really small burger. That's why you stack them up like 2 or 3 of them. So, and Sharon says, so we all need to pack a stuffler for a KPL. Darn Skippy, we do. Cool Kid Keto is asking if KPL will have all the vendors like they had at KetoCon. You guys might not even need to eat, just get samples. So KPL is much smaller than KetoCon. There are vendors, but not nearly as many. But Keto Chow is a sponsor, so they serve Keto Chow all the time, and it's nice. Oh, Rhonda says they've started loving their coffee black sometimes for fasting purposes. However, they're enjoying it. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. And surprisingly, they enjoy the taste of the black coffee as an iced coffee more than black coffee. That's not surprising. The cooling it down can really help take away some of the, I hesitate to use the word bitter, but some of the stronger flavoring of the coffee, the cold can mellow it out. I'm having like dessert overload tonight. It's awesome. See what we've got here. Let's see. Well, Cool Kid Keto says Heath would need a big suitcase to put her in the suitcase. Yeah. Let's see. I lost track, so I'm sorry to be quiet for a second. I just really, I don't know, everything kind of moved on me. Oh, and let's see. The warden says they stop cooking their burgers a little bit early because they don't want to. They wanted to cook when they reheat it. That makes sense too. And Blue Dove says they'll make a stuffler if someone can help them out with a place to crash Thursday night. So let's see. And S. Wilson, hello, good evening, says someone had a ticket they couldn't use and is seeing if Autumn will transfer it. So you may get to go. Oh, that'll be super cool. I believe that Autumn is usually pretty good about doing such things. She's a super awesome and really accommodating. Exchange Student 2 is asking what they should do with chayote squash. Yesterday, the city had them where they normally can't find them. Yes, chayote squash is amazing. Saute it up with cinnamon and butter. And if you like sweetener, a little bit of sweetener of your preference. Then let it cool down a little bit. Make that coconut crust from Two Crazy Ketos. And cut it up into smaller pieces and make a galette with that, with the chayote squash. If you like savory, saute it with garlic and onion and then top it with cheese. I gotta take another bite, guys. Now I've got that whole poodled whipped cream. That was so not delicate, but it is so good. Fantastic. Let's see. And Strong says, I guess their smash burgers are not really smash burgers because they're still pretty thick after cooking. She doesn't have much upper body strength and short to be used to use leverage. I am also short, and I used my smash burgers, my burger smasher the last time I made them. But truthfully, I have a bacon press, and had I got that instead, the heavy cast iron bacon press often works better for smashing if you are smaller with not a lot of upper body strength. Let's see. Oh, and S. Wilson says the lady said she emailed her and sent her their email. You might want to reach out to Autumn on her live stream. Sometimes it takes a little bit for her to get to emails, but if you give her an online poke and tell her it's there, she'll get to it a little bit faster. Strong says, yep, they will have to make sure. Air Fried Annie says the same for her, and she'll have to make sure to use less burger next time. That's the main thing. And Exchange Student 2 says they smashed between 2 plates and then placed on the grill. Let's see, Chef Michael, Cool Kid Keto says they saw Chef Michael on Instagram make the smash burgers, and he pre-smashed using parchment paper and got them really thin. Yeah, that's another thing you can do. You could actually use a tortilla press and smash them ahead of time. I personally like the sear of smashing them on the griddle, but pre-smashing works too. And Ready Set Keto says they also confirmed they make their smash burgers about 2 to 3 ounces. So, and Air Fried Andy says they're wondering if their tortilla press would work for the smash burger. And yes, it will. It will actually work fabulously because it will get it lacy thin. Just use parchment on your tortilla press so that you can peel one side off, flop it down, and then peel the other parchment off. And Strong says they think they're going to have to try that next time. And Ready Set Keto says the other option is to roll it out on parchment. That's a good choice too. You could use the rolling pin or another cast iron pan. Yep. Rhonda Clark says for savory, New Orleans, add shrimp and our crab meat with breadcrumbs and seasoning. Ooh, that sounds really good. Yes. I vote yes. We'll have to try that soon. Sharon says, let's see, the bacon press with the piece of parchment is what works for them. Oh, yes, and Hungry He says also a reminder that Autumn is at the Orlando Summit right now. That's right. So, in addition to that, again, the online notification when she next goes live might be good because her emails might be getting buried because she's not online right now. She's traveling. An exchange student too says one of their next recipes on their list is the Pina Colada shrimps. If I've ever made, and asking if I ever made them. I actually did. I made them, I believe, on a live stream. We used the air fryer and I coated them with the Pina Colada and unsweetened coconut. They were really good. So I highly recommend it. It was fantastic. And air fried aunties made them quite a bit. So if you need extra advice, she is a real go-to on those. All right, guys. So I'm going to finish my corner, which is what I allocated for tonight. The rest of these are for later in the week. So, but I believe this is our time. I still have a little bit of coffee to finish, and I know we've got lots going on. Shoot, Rhonda, there was something else I wanted to remind you of, and I can't remember what it was. Well, darn it. I'll remember probably like in the middle of the night when it's too late to actually say anything and then forget again by morning. That's the way it normally goes. So I'm going to say goodnight, everyone. I really, really treasure seeing you. And thank you so much for spending your evenings with me. I want you to know that we're about 15 or so away from 500. So at 500, I'm sorry, 15 or so away from 400. So then we just need another 100 to get that community tab. And at 500, I have a pretty good sponsor for a pretty exciting giveaway. So let's cross our fingers that that comes up in the next couple months and that the people who want to sponsor it don't forget. So I will talk to you all soon. Don't forget to smash the like up button. Why don't you add into the comments recipes you'd like to see us Keofied. I love Keofied recipes. That's my favorite thing. So we'll see you all soon, and I will talk to you guys, probably a lot of you, Monday at Keto on the Couch. All right. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.